On Wednesday next week, there is a 99.2% chance of a 0.25% rate hike in the USA. If that happens, nothing's really going to happen in the crypto markets. We'll just keep plodding along. Maybe Bitcoin takes a little bit of a dive to the downside for a short period of time before recovering in price. But if it comes in at 0% rate hike on Wednesday next week, which is honestly, it would be absolutely amazing. But if it came in at 0%, the price of Bitcoin is going to break $32,000. It'll probably break $34,000 and the entire market's going to skyrocket. Why is that? Well, it's been a long time now of these interest rate hikes really taking the guts out of the crypto market and out of the stock market. But the stock market's been rallying very, very significantly, which is a bit strange, given Bitcoin's price hasn't rallied very, very significantly. It's up double from the bottom. But apart from being up double from the bottom, I mean, it's Bitcoin at the end of the day. Volume hasn't significantly increased. We're certainly not in a bull market right now. But the stock market appears to be like in a really, really bullish period of time. So what we're going to do today is look at the traditional markets, look at how they compare to the Bitcoin market. What can we expect? We're going to be looking at those rate hike probabilities in today's video, as well as discussing today's cryptocurrency news, checking in on the price of XTP and how all that stuff's getting along. And if you're interested in any of that, drop a like on the video, join my community. Not enough people leave likes on these videos these days. I think like 1 in 10 people leave a comment or a like or something like that. So join my community, leave likes, leave comments, have discussions with each other in the comment section. I'd appreciate it. Maybe I'll join in some of the more interesting discussions as well. And of course, if you're one of the first 50 people to comment on these videos, I generally reply to you anyway. So please leave a comment down there as well. Subscribe, like, and let's crack on with today's video, where the price of Ethereum is currently $1,873. Now, yesterday, you witnessed this huge crash out of nowhere in a 1 minute candle on the price of Ethereum, where Ethereum lost 2% of its value in just an incredibly short period of time. And why did that happen? Well, Ethereum's Bitcoin value, for some reason, I don't know why it did this. I have no idea why it did this, but for some reason, the Ethereum Bitcoin value just absolutely crapped its pants is probably the best way to describe it. I think that's a technical term. When it comes to the actual longer term on Ethereum versus Bitcoin, it's just doing its thing right now. From my perspective, this is not actually all that bearish. It's actually quite bullish. It came down on the weekend. It's retested this level of support. We're showing some level of support here. And I'm expecting Ethereum versus Bitcoin to have another rally up over the course of the next week. I think it looks pretty good, especially when you start looking at Ethereum versus US dollar right now, where you've got a hunchback of Notre Dame, kind of wonky inverse head and shoulders formation. I believe in this stuff. I think that this is actually going to play out. Unless we lose the level of support here on the price of Ethereum at $1,855, as long as we hold that level, there is no good reason as to why Ethereum would go down in price. I just don't see it. So we look to be holding that level right now. It is looking quite good, and I'd say that Ethereum is definitely in the buy zone here at $1,876 heading into the rate hike in the next week. Now, when this rate hike happens in 3 days and 2 hours time, you can see currently there's a 99.2% chance of a 0.25% rate hike. There's a 0.8% chance of no change. And I don't know if you've ever played poker, but I have played poker, and I've played a fair bit of poker recently. I've been really trying to sharpen my poker skills because I'm going to start entering into some tournaments. Sometimes on the river, you can get a card and it turns, and you've got a tiny percent chance of winning, and it comes in your direction. And this could be one of those times whereby the rate hike actually comes in at 0%. And if we have a 0% rate hike in the next week, the market's going to get absolutely scatty. You'll see Bitcoin's price jump up in a straight line. You'll see altcoins just mooning instantly. You've got to remember at this point in time, the SEC has still not refiled its lawsuit against XRP. And they've got to do that fairly soon if they want to do that. And I don't think they're going to do that because, I mean, if we just check in today's cryptocurrency news, there is something that I wanted to show you in today's cryptocurrency news, which is the SEC's appeal against Ripple could take 2 years, according to XRP's lawyers. John Deaton has forecasted an appeal against Judge Torres' decision and by the Securities and Exchange Commission that XRP is not a security could take 2 years. In the meantime, the ruling is law. So in this case, we've now, because we've got precedent and the ruling is law, appealing the decision wouldn't do a whole lot. The likelihood, I mean, they should appeal it, but if they lost the appeal, then they just look terrible. They've wasted a bunch more government money, and then it starts looking really bad on the department. There's two sides to it, isn't there? And if I was them, I probably wouldn't appeal it. And so because I probably wouldn't appeal it, I don't expect that they would appeal it. And if they don't appeal it, well, look, altcoins, the landscape for that has changed significantly. Now you can't just randomly call them securities at the SEC. It means that the SEC is likely to lose some of their other legal cases. Notice that XRP was not named in the Coinbase lawsuit nor the BINANCE lawsuit. Instead, they just named a bunch of other coins. But those coins follow the same precedent as XRP, and so they're not securities. But I'm getting distracted now from the point. But the point is, we've got some very good regulation, very good regulatory landscape forming in America right now for the cryptocurrency markets. Not from the government, not from anybody in government, from the courts, from the people that actually make the decisions here. They are siding with the people in many cases, and that's looking pretty good for the crypto markets. But the question really is at this point in time, look, how is Bitcoin going to perform? Bitcoin's currently trading at $29,930. We're going to break back above $30,000 in the next week. I would anticipate the answer to that question being yes. Now, if you drop down to the 30-minute chart here, you can see that we've been testing this level of support over and over and over again. We've got this level of support down here. Now, that level of support, you're going to bounce, bounce, bounce. We need to hold that level, and that would be the key level of which we don't want to break below. In fact, the key level of which we don't want to break below is this one right here, because if we break below this level right here, which is currently trading at $29,600, we break below that level, things are starting to look really, really rough for the Bitcoin at that point in time. Now, this big move is going to happen on Wednesday. Before Wednesday, we'll probably rally upwards, is my expectation. And then after the announcement, typically, I mean, going off what Bitcoin's done recently, you would expect, even if it's good news in the announcement, you would expect then the price will dump. Yeah, and then a couple of days after that, it'll pump really significantly. That's what Bitcoin's tended to do in the recent Fed rate hike announcements. It's tended to dump the day after and then a pump like really significantly a couple of days after that. The news seems to take a while to hit the markets. It seems like market makers are still trying to liquidate people out of their position. So don't over leverage yourself and make sure you're trading safe out there on the markets right now. But from my perspective, things are looking pretty good. As long as Bitcoin's holding $29,600, there's no real reason to be concerned about the markets right now. When it comes to where is that CME gap currently sat? Well, the CME gap is currently sat at $29,880, which again, is pretty much where Bitcoin's price is, to be honest. And so don't expect any major moves for the rest of today. I just want to see that price of Ethereum start rising again, especially versus Bitcoin. Now, we also saw, again, the price of XRP dropping throughout the course of the past couple of days now. Now, XRP re-peaked at 85 cents, but it has been dropping again. If we look at the daily chart for XRP, you can see that we kind of rallied upwards very significantly, dropped down again, rallied upwards, and we're in that drop-downy phase again now. The question is at this point in time is, are we going to rally back up, or is that it for XRP? Now, to be honest, I'd put XRP in the buy zone right now. Definitely for me, it's in the buy zone, but I'm looking at other things as well as XRP. One of the things that I've been looking at recently and kind of building a position out on is Phantom, FTM coin, building out a position on Phantom right now. And of course, you all know my other big pick right now would be XTP. XTP trading fantastically. As I pointed out the other day, there's really no resistance in the charts right now. If you look at the charts, 24, 25, 26 Satoshis, it was only 2.74 Bitcoin. If you look down here to like 34 Satoshis, only 9 Bitcoin would need to be generated. That's only $300,000 worth of volume, which is not a whole lot of volume, to be honest. And if you look at the downside right now, the downside, well, there's just so many more Bitcoin in the buy side than there is in the sell side. More people want to buy than sell XTP right now, so I remain bullish on that. From my perspective, if we were to be actually charting this, if we look at the 1 hour chart for XTP, we're at a major level of resistance. And if we manage to break through this level of resistance up here at 25 Satoshis, then the sky becomes the limit again. If we look at this on the 4 hour chart or 3 hour chart, doesn't really matter. You can see that once we've broken through that level of resistance, in theory, we should rally up to the next level here around 31, which would be around a 50% gain from where we are right now. And assuming that we cracked that level, then the next level of resistance would be somewhere around 36. So from my perspective, I hope to see XTP doing a 50% move in the next week. Now, I'm dropping the interview for XTP with the founder next week. So make sure you are subscribed to my main channel as well, which is called That Martini Guy. It's got some very interesting information in that interview. You don't want to miss it. But let's finalize today's video by looking at some more cryptocurrency news with the American couple behind the 2016 Bitfinex hack reaching a plea deal with prosecutors. The prosecutors who if you remember, this is that woman that was on TikTok and she was making lots of TikToks about how much money she had, and turns out she stole $3 billion from Bitfinex with a boyfriend. interesting. If you want to read more about that, go to cryptosavingexpert.com right now and click on the news tab, of which you get brought to the best news section in the entirety of crypto. Don't be using Cointelegraph, don't be using any other news sources. This is the best one, and it's also got a really nice UI. And then finally, in today's cryptocurrency news, Bitcoin's volatility dynamics are signaling a larger move, according to a Bitcoin analyst. Fundamental strength indicator right here from Woonomics. You can see that Bitcoin could either pump to 32K or dip to 27K. As per usual, so much clarity. In terms of my own perspective right now, I'm long on Ethereum. I'm not long on Bitcoin. I'm expecting an Ethereum rally. Maybe Bitcoin will rally as well, but I just feel like from a percentage point of view, Ethereum's going to move more in either upwards or downwards direction, and I want to be involved in that Ethereum move. So if you are interested in trading, the World Series of Trading starts early bird entry tomorrow. In order to be entered into the World Series of Trading, which is free to join, all you need to do is click on the link for BYBIT in today's video description. When you sign up and you KYC and you make an account on BYBIT, on today's video link in the description, you get up to $30,000 for free anyway. But when you join the World Series of Trading, you join my team. I'm going to post a link for it tomorrow as soon as the teams go live. You want to be ready for that because we dominated World Series of Trading last year, and I think we can dominate it again. So on that note, thank you all very much for watching today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, I was doing the wrong thing, gunshots there. No, drop a like, I'd appreciate it. And of course, I'll see you tomorrow when the markets really start moving and we head into Wednesday. And Wednesday is going to get wacky, wild, and potentially terrible. We'll see. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.